Right now, as you watch this video, silver is trading at $58.95 per ounce. That number matters, and I will tell you exactly why in about 60 seconds. But first, let me ask you a question that most financial advisors will never ask you directly. Do you own any silver at all? Not a silver ETF, not a mining stock, not a fund with the word silver in the name. I mean actual physical silver, ounces you could hold in your hand. If your answer is no, you're not alone. Fewer than 15% of Americans own any physical gold or silver at all. That number comes from Hero Bullion's research. Because for most of your working life, nobody told you silver belonged in a retirement plan. Your 401k options were stocks and bonds. Your financial advisor talked about diversification across sectors. Silver never came up. And here is what nobody explained to you. Silver is not just a metal you buy because you are worried about the world ending. It is a legitimate asset with a specific job to do inside a retirement portfolio. And the question of how much to own is not a guess. There's actual data behind it. Real numbers, real dollar amounts, and real IRS rules that change whether silver makes sense for you before retirement. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what those numbers are, where they come from, what the IRS says you can and cannot do with silver in a retirement account, and how to calculate your own answer based on your specific situation. Before I go one more sentence, the important statement that I will not skip. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not a CPA, and I am not an attorney. Everything in this video is educational based on publicly available data and current 2026 market information. Your situation is your own, and you should confirm every decision with a qualified professional before you act. All official sources referenced in this video are linked in the description below. This is Silver Dollar Retirement, and if you want the version of retirement planning that nobody hands you at your exit interview on your last day of work, hit subscribe right now. Let us get into it. Let me start with the question everyone is actually asking, even if they do not say it that way. Not should I own silver. The real question is how many ounces specifically. Here is the honest answer. The right number of ounces depends entirely on three things: the total size of your portfolio, your target allocation percentage, and the current price of silver. Those three inputs give you your number. And right now, on July 22nd, 2026, all three of those inputs are very specific. Let me walk you through the framework that serious investors and financial professionals actually use. Experts typically recommend allocating anywhere from 5% to 15% of your total investment portfolio to precious metals overall. But within that, silver and gold are not the same thing, and they play different roles in a portfolio. The consensus among financial professionals points to three primary allocation strategies, depending on your risk profile and timeline. Conservative investors approaching or already in retirement typically allocate 8% to 12% of their total portfolio to precious metals overall, with silver comprising 2% to 4% of the overall portfolio value. Balanced investors seeking growth alongside stability often target 10% to 15% in precious metals total, dedicating 5% to 8% specifically to silver. Aggressive investors comfortable with higher volatility may allocate 15% to 25% to precious metals, with silver representing 10% to 15% of their total portfolio value. Oxford Economics, one of the most respected independent economic research firms in the world, put actual numbers to this. Their research suggests a 4% to 6% portfolio allocation to silver based on risk-adjusted return optimization. That research was commissioned by the Silver Institute and analyzed portfolio data going back to 1999. It is not a sales pitch. It is a mathematical model built on decades of returns data. Now, let me translate those percentages into ounces, because percentages are abstract and ounces are real. Use this formula. Take your total investable assets, your IRA, your 401k, your brokerage accounts, and multiply by your target silver percentage, then divide by the current silver price. As of today, July 22nd, 2026, silver is trading at approximately $58.95 per ounce, according to Forbes Advisor's live pricing data. Let me run three examples so you can find yourself in one of them. The first example is a conservative retiree with a total portfolio of $400,000 and a target silver allocation of 3%. That is $12,000 in silver. At $58.95 per ounce, that is approximately 203 ounces. The second example is a balanced pre-retiree with a total portfolio of $600,000 and a target silver allocation of 6%. That is $36,000 in silver. At $58.95 per ounce, that is approximately 610 ounces. The third example is an aggressive diversifier with a total portfolio of $800,000 and a target silver allocation of 10%. That is $80,000 in silver. At $58.95 per ounce, that is approximately 1,857 ounces. Write down where your number lands. We will come back to it. But before you go out and buy silver based on those numbers, there is something you absolutely need to understand. Because silver is not just one thing, and where you put it determines whether you pay full tax on it right now or whether it works for you inside a tax-protected retirement account. This is where most people make an expensive mistake. They hear that silver belongs in a retirement portfolio. They go buy silver coins or bars, they put them in their safe at home, and they think they have made a smart retirement move. They have not. Because silver sitting in your home safe is not a retirement asset under the IRS definition. It is a personal asset. It is taxable as a collectible when you sell it at rates up to 28% under IRS Topic number 409, which is higher than standard long-term capital gains rates on stocks. And it gives you none of the tax advantages of a retirement account. If you want silver to work inside your retirement plan, it has to go into what is called a self-directed IRA, specifically a precious metals IRA. And there are strict rules about exactly what qualifies. Under the Taxpayer Relief Act of 1997, the IRS allows silver in IRAs, but only if it meets specific standards. Silver must be at least 0.999 fine, meaning 99.9% pure. This is a mandatory requirement that ensures the silver is investment-grade bullion. Not every silver coin or bar meets this standard. The products that do qualify include American Silver Eagles and Canadian Silver Maple Leafs among popular silver coins, as well as silver bars from approved manufacturers such as Johnson Matthey, Pamp Suisse, and the Royal Canadian Mint. Pre-1965 junk silver coins do not meet the purity requirement and cannot be held in a precious metals IRA regardless of their silver content. And here's the rule that surprises most people. The IRS requires that all physical precious metals in an IRA be managed by an IRS-approved custodian. You cannot personally take possession of the metals. That means the silver cannot sit in your safe at home and simultaneously count as an IRA asset. It must be stored in an IRS-approved depository facility. If you take personal possession of IRA-held silver before a qualifying distribution, the IRS treats that as a taxable distribution, meaning you could owe ordinary income tax on the full value plus a 10% early withdrawal penalty if you are under 59.5. For 2026, the total contributions you can make each year to all of your traditional IRAs and Roth IRAs cannot exceed the annual limits established by the IRS under IRS Notice 2025-67. A self-directed precious metals IRA follows those same contribution rules. You do not get extra contribution room simply because the account holds silver. The annual IRS caps are identical to those for any other IRA. Now, I want to show you something that most people never look at before deciding how much silver to own: the actual supply and demand picture for the metal itself. Because the right number of ounces is not just about your portfolio percentage. It is also about whether silver is structurally positioned to hold value going into your retirement years. Here's what the data shows as of 2026. According to the Silver Institute's World Silver Survey produced alongside London-based consultancy Metals Focus, the silver market will record a 46.3 million ounce shortfall in 2026, widening from a $40.3 million ounce deficit in 2025. That is the sixth consecutive year of silver supply falling short of demand. Think about what that means in practical terms. Even with the largest industrial user of silver, the solar panel industry, actively cutting back on how much silver it uses per photovoltaic module, the annual deficit is still getting wider and not narrower. The cumulative deficit from 2021 through 2026 is approximately 1,050 to 100 million ounces, which is more than a full year of global mine production drawn down from above-ground stockpiles. And here's the 52-week price picture that puts the current number in context. Over the past 52 weeks, silver has swung between an intraday high of $121.58 on January 29th, 2026, and a low of $36.21 on July 31st, 2025. That is a range of more than $85 per ounce within a single year. That volatility is exactly why the allocation frameworks I showed you earlier cap silver at specific percentages, and not at 50% or 80% of your portfolio. Not because silver is a poor asset, but because volatile assets need to be sized appropriately so a price swing does not knock your entire retirement plan off course. The frameworks exist specifically to give you the supply-side benefits of silver ownership without exposing you to the kind of concentration risk that turns a pullback into a financial crisis. Let me introduce you to two people, both in their early 60s, both with roughly $500,000 in retirement savings. The first person heard silver was going up. He bought 300 ounces of silver coins at a coin shop and keeps them in a fireproof safe at home. He feels good about owning physical metal. The second person did the math first. She calculated that 5% of her $500,000 portfolio, which is $25,000, should go to silver. At current prices, that is about 424 ounces. She rolled part of her existing IRA into a self-directed precious metals IRA, bought IRS and eligible American silver eagles through an approved custodian, and they went into an approved depository. Same metal, same general idea. Completely different tax outcomes when the time comes to sell or take distributions. The first person's silver when sold will be taxed as a collectible, potentially up to 28% under IRS Topic number 409. The second person's silver in a traditional IRA grows tax deferred, and distributions are taxed as ordinary income when taken in retirement. In a Roth IRA structure, the growth could potentially be tax-free on qualifying withdrawals. The metal is identical, the IRS treatment is not. And over a retirement that lasts 20 or 30 years, that difference compounds into a significant dollar amount. Now let me give you the 5-step framework to calculate your specific number this week, because that is what this entire video has been building toward. Step 1. Add up your total investable retirement assets, including your IRA, your 401k, and your taxable brokerage accounts. Get one combined number. Step 2. Decide which investor profile describes you from the 3 I outlined earlier. Conservative means 2% to 4% in silver. Balanced means 5% to 8%. Aggressive means 10% to 15%. Choose a percentage that you could genuinely hold through a year where silver drops 30% without panic selling, because that kind of move has happened before and will happen again. Step 3. Multiply your total portfolio value by your chosen percentage. That gives you your target dollar amount in silver. Step 4. Divide that dollar amount by the current silver price. As of today, July 22nd, 2026, that is approximately $58.95 per ounce. The result is your target number of ounces. Step 5. Decide where those ounces live. Inside an IRA means you need a self-directed precious metals IRA with an IRS-approved custodian and an IRS-approved depository, and the silver must meet the 999 fine purity requirement. Outside an IRA means you own it outright as a personal asset, it is taxable as a collectible when sold, and the collectible's capital gains rate of up to 28% may apply depending on your income bracket. Those 5 steps give you your number with more rigor than any headline about silver ever will. And they give you your number in a form that you can bring into a conversation with a financial advisor, a custodian, or a coin dealer without being at the mercy of whatever they choose to suggest. Let me leave you with the one thing I want you to carry away from this video above everything else. The question of how many ounces only has a correct answer when it is anchored to your specific portfolio size, your risk tolerance, and the tax structure you choose to hold it in. A number that is right for someone with a $1.5 million portfolio is completely wrong for someone with $200,000. A strategy that works inside an IRA is a fundamentally different strategy from one held in a home safe. The silver market supply data tells you something real. 6 consecutive years of deficits does not happen accidentally and does not resolve overnight. The 52-week price history tells you the volatility is equally real. Both of those facts matter, but neither of them matters more than your internal number, the size of your portfolio, and the percentage that genuinely fits your risk profile and your retirement timeline. Run those 5 steps. Do it this week and not next month. Because the people who know their numbers walk into every conversation with a financial advisor, a coin dealer, or a custodian with their own anchor already in place. They do not get sold a position that is too large or too small for their situation. They already know what right looks like for them. Before I let you go, a direct question, because I read every comment on this channel and your answers shape what I cover next. Do you currently own any physical silver, and if so, is it held inside an IRA or outside one in personal storage? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what helps the next person watching decide which path makes sense for them. If this video gave you something genuinely useful, today hit the like button and subscribe. And if you know someone within 5 years of retirement who has never seriously thought about precious metals as part of their plan, send this to them. That conversation could be worth real money. I will see you in the next one. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, tax, or legal advice. IRS rules regarding precious metals, IRAs, purity requirements, contribution limits, and distribution rules are subject to change. Silver prices referenced reflect publicly available market data as of July 22nd, 2026, and are subject to continuous fluctuation. The allocation frameworks discussed are general educational guidelines and do not represent personalized investment advice. Please consult a qualified financial advisor, CPA, or tax attorney regarding your specific retirement situation before making any investment decisions. Silver Dollar Retirement is not a licensed financial advisor.